So luckily for you, I am creating a new series. My last series on AI image generation was extremely helpful for so many people, and I've got loads of good reviews from all of you. So I'm so glad that I could help you out with creating your AI influencer and making it one of the best on the market. However, today I'm bringing out some exciting news for you guys. It's the fact that I'm bringing out a new series, not on AI images, on AI video generation. Now, AI video generation is the most important thing when it comes to marketing your AI influencer. If you don't have AI videos, you're not going to stand out from the rest of these influencers. So that means you're not going to get any money or brand deals from anyone. However, if you learn how to create AI videos, then you're going to stand out from the rest. You're going to do 10 times better, and you're more likely to succeed down your AI influencer journey, which is exactly what you will want. So in this series, I'm going to be going over a shitload of generators, telling you how to make each and unique AI video from scratch and be able to monetize them online. So make sure you subscribe to this channel and make sure you follow along on this series. We're going to be covering not safe for work, lip sync, and any other kind of software that you may need within this journey. These are softwares that I use personally within my business. So I know exactly where to implement them, when to implement them, and how to use them at the most efficient rate so that you can get VAs on there and automate this process fairly easily. So once again, follow along this series, subscribe, like the video, all of this kind of jazz, and hopefully this is going to be very helpful for yourself. Today, we're going to be covering Kling. Kling is one of the most used platforms when it comes to AI creation, and it's extremely important that you prompt correctly on this platform, because if you don't, you're going to be wasting a shitload of money, like mentioned before. So follow along, learn, and let's get into the tutorial. So welcome to this series. Now we're going to be going into episode 1 today, and we are going to be looking at Kling. Now I'm going to be doing a Kling tutorial very shortly. However, to start off, what I want to say is this is what the series is going to look like. We've got episode 1, 2, and 3, and then we've got an additional bonus at the end. So this additional bonus lesson, if you can think of any kind of platform or generator you want me to go over, or anything related to AI video, I'm happily going to be able to do a Q&A or some tutorials. So feel free to drop a comment down below, and I'll be able to address that in a video at the end of this series. But for now, we're going to be looking at episode 1, which is going to be Reels, and we're going to be using a platform called Kling. I'm also going to cover a platform called Runway, as this does have a lot of occasional fastballs, which are very, very useful when it comes to making reels. But we're mainly going to be looking at the platform called Kling today, because this is all you really ever need when it comes to making reels. Obviously, episode 2, as you can see, we're going to be doing not safe for work. Episode 3, we're going to be looking at conversions when it comes to your IG page or social media page, and we'll be covering these platforms here. So yeah, let's get into this today. We're going to be looking at Kling. So for those who haven't used the platform before, this is kind of the first initial screen. You obviously just want to click create, and it's going to pull up your Kling account. Now, the first thing I'm actually wanting to look at is the pricing of this platform. I'm not exactly sure how much it is, because honestly, I just kind of, just pay whatever I need. But let me go find the pricing of the platform, and we can have a little analysis and have a look at what it is. The one good thing I like about it is it's pay as you go. A lot of these sites have subscriptions, so you have to buy a plan and spend a certain amount. But on this one, you can pay for credits as you go, which is really, really helpful, because it means that you don't have to upgrade your plan from like standard to pro. You can simply just buy some more credits, which is great. This platform also does make images. Personally, never really tried it out. As you can see, I was fucking around with it the other day. Yeah, you can make images here, but I would not advise it. I'd recommend sticking to comfyui. Now, as you can see, I've got a few little hamster videos here, which I have been testing out. These aren't really going to be in the tutorial today, but what I'm going to be covering is just a few things on how the actual platform works when it comes into video generation. Because obviously, we've got the Reels episode 1, and that's what we want to use. We want to use this platform to be able to make ourselves videos to then upload as Reels. Not quite these hamster ones, but let's get into it. So firstly, you want to drop an image in here. Now this is going to be image to video. You can do text to video, but it's not going to be as good. We're aiming for image to video. There's a few different features that you can use on this platform. Now one that I really like is actually Kling 1.6, where you can put a start and an end frame. And that's how I've been doing a lot of my reels on my personal brand. So if you have seen my Instagram. Let's get it up. And you see kind of the videos where they transform into a girl or something like that. Like any of these videos, I've been using Kling to do this. And yeah, feel free to go have a little look. But it's kind of before and after thing that I generated was from this 1.6. So it's pretty useful. And that's kind of how that was done. But what you'd recommend doing is kind of using 2.1. It's the newest one out, and it's obviously the best. So either of these are absolutely fine. I think the 2.1 master is the slightly older one. I think the 2.1 Kling is higher, or is newer, sorry. So I do recommend using that one. It's a lot better. It is going to be a little bit more expensive, as you can see in price. You know, the credits do change. So yeah, if you did obviously change this, or if you were learning, maybe you learn on the 1.6 and then just come across to the 2.1. Anyways, what prompts are we going to put in to make sure that we get an optimal output? Now this is going to be how you're going to be able to save tokens. If you don't have a good prompt layout, then you're going to have bad reels, and you know, you're never going to get what you want. So let's go through the actual prompt layout. So this is the prompt layout that you want to go with. You want to go with the camera, the movement, the main event, and then the overall video. Now what I mean by this is simply the camera. So what would this be? This would be a 4K Pro or cinematic camera, or whatever you want to say. The movement would then be how you want the camera to move, so tracking the model, or like drone footage, rotational. I normally go for a static frame. So static frame is kind of the key one, where the camera is going to stay still, it's not going to move around. Main event is then obviously going to be the main model movement. So let's say the model is blowing a kiss, or they're moving their hips left and right, or doing a little dance or whatever. This is kind of what you'll be aiming for here. And then the overall picture is just a small summary of what's actually going on. So if the main event's a model moving her hips, maybe just like in the room dancing, moving her hips gently left and right or something. But this section on the main event will obviously emphasize that hip movement to make it stand out from the overall video. So this is kind of what you want to be aiming to do. This kind of structure works very, very well on platforms like Kling. And we're going to test it out now. What you can actually do is go onto ChatGPT, and you can simply train up a thread. So if you have a look here, you can simply take this structure, put it into ChatGPT and say, make me a small prompt. Obviously make sure it's in paragraphs, and then you can do so. So static camera, static 4K camera. So it's kind of combined the first two together. Gentle hip swaying is obviously the main event. The model smile happily, blowing a kiss, blah, blah, blah. So within this, it's got a mixture of the two prompts. So what I actually want to do is have it just blowing a kiss at the camera. Mainly because that's going to work very well with the image that I've got. But yeah, as you can see, it talks about the movement of the camera, what camera you're using, and all of this kind of stuff, which is good. So gentle hip swaying, once again, it's included that. So sometimes ChatGPT is a bit fucking annoying, but let me just get a good prompt ready for you guys. So something like this is a very small prompt. However, most of the time something like that would actually be absolutely fine. If you can expand it a little bit more, then great. But I'm going to keep this at 5 seconds. I'm going to generate and see what it comes out with. Sometimes you're going to have to test and adjust. Personally, what I would do is then add a little bit more information about the camera and about kind of the model itself. But for simplicity, that is kind of the layout that you want to go for. This is obviously now going to start loading. 1 minute, which is a brilliant load time. You may think, oh, it's not instant, all of this, but 1 minute is actually very good for these generators. And we'll see what it comes out with. Whilst that's happening, I'm going to train this ChatGPT thread a little bit, just so it actually listens to me. There we go. So obviously, talking to ChatGPT a little bit, it's coming out of a prompt that is more realistic, you know, ultra high definition camera, no movement. So I'm going to change that to static frame when I do put it into the generator. And then obviously the information about the model, leaning forward, doing a little kiss. But hopefully this is loaded, so let's have a look. Perfect anyway. So we didn't even really need to do this longer prompt because it's generated a pretty good video. Anyways, I'm going to put that in and I'm going to show the kind of difference, see if it has any kind of difference. But overall, I think that's pretty good. Once again, we'll watch that in a second. So now that's been generated, let's have a look at this first video we made. So if we go back to the start, obviously the image is pretty high quality already. There's a little kiss below, and at the end, I think her smile was a little bit too emphasized. I see that a lot when it comes to AI generators. The smile is always emphasized. So what I'd recommend doing is using words like gently or like calmly smiling or anything like this is going to help make the smile less significant and therefore obviously look more natural. But the actual movement of the model itself, you know, the hands correct, it listened to the prompt, and that's pretty much spot on. But once again, having an extra additional keywords in are going to be able to help the AI generator kind of determine the mood, which is hopefully what goes on in this next generation. So here's the next video, and as you can see, it's doing a lot more smiling and a lot happier, mainly because this was obviously emphasized. Model smiles warmly at the start, intimate, playful. There's just more words to emphasize the kind of positive vibe of things, which isn't bad, it's a good thing. But obviously if you wanted that smile to be died down a little bit, then the keywords towards this positive, happy environment would obviously decrease, and that's going to be able to help you out there a lot. So yeah, that's a not bad little video and is a good start. Obviously Kling has a lot of other features as well, and I will actually be making more videos based on these other features, which are pretty cool. So keep an eye out for them within the series. But for now, when it comes to basic reel generation, if you follow these kind of prompt layouts or this kind of prompt layout, then you're going to be doing a very good job. I'm not going to sit here and bore you for the next half hour on additional shit. This is kind of all you really need to follow. You apply that and you're going to do a good job. Obviously, if your images are shit, really weird ratios or anything like that, then they're not going to do a very good job. If it's very low resolution or low quality images that you've put into the generator, it's also not going to work very well. So make sure that you apply this, and that'll be very good. In the next episode, or part 2 of this episode, we're going to be going over Runway. Now Runway is a very good platform, and I've used it a lot of times to go viral. It's very good for copying movement. I can probably find a reel for this. Here we are. Stuff like this. Very, very good for copying movement. So this one's a little bit glitched, but I've got a VA to do that. So let's have a look at this one. Something like that. Once again, feel free to go check out my page and have a look. But we're going to be able to use Runway as well to make these kind of reels. And before you start thinking like, I don't really want to film myself and then turn into AI, you don't have to. You can create an AI video or find an AI video or any kind of video and mimic the movement via Runway. And that's what we're going to be doing in part 2. Obviously, in the future, we'll go over a few other things, but that is going to be the end of using Kling today. So hopefully you guys have all enjoyed this video today. We're going to be doing tutorials like this across this whole YouTube channel. If you look back at the last series, like I mentioned, with AI images, there's tutorials on how to do each and every step. Similar today with Kling. In the future, we're going to be doing more tutorials on AI videos. This is going to teach you exactly how to make the best videos with these softwares, and hopefully it's going to be very beneficial for yourself. We're even going to be going into some sticky territory, and we're going to be covering some not safe for work stuff, and hopefully that's going to help you guys be able to make these videos so you can monetize your AI OnlyFans models online. And we're also going to be covering some lip sync features, so you guys that are just doing normal mainstream influencing is going to be able to push out some more promo or ad campaigns for your AI influencers. So enjoy, subscribe, hope you liked it. You know, don't be a gay boy and sit in your bed all day wanking off. Make sure you get to work in a bit.